I wanted to come on here. First of all, happy Valentine's month, happy February. There are some people that are having a great happy February and some people are not. And we are all included in this heart month, right? Because this month in February brings things in our hearts that are there, and some things people may stuff down and suppress, but the topic of self-care is such an important topic, and it seems I keep hearing that again and again, and I just wanted to share a little more about my heart with self-care and kind of the thoughts that I have about that, because it is such a popular topic. But before I jump in, welcome to the House of Jen. Please like, subscribe. I love sharing life with you. I love all things about the home, hobbies, floral arranging, and just really getting to, come on here and share my passion. And so, but self-care, we hear that term thrown around so many times, right? And for some, self-care may be a spa day. For some, self-care may be taking time from your busy day to have a cup of coffee if you're super busy and you really don't have time to schedule an entire day. Maybe you just have a little snippet of time, like 5 minutes. But I really want to expand the notion of self-care to not just be a spa day, a pedicure, but to also take time to check in with yourself. Because if you think about it, how can you know what you need until you take the time to check in with yourself? Because a lot of us are on autopilot, or we're over here or over there, and we think we don't have time to check in with ourselves. But really, if you skip that part, you really won't know what you need. And a lot of people, some people are very friendly about the notion of self-care. Other people may think, well, no, self-care is selfish. Well, I want to really expand the notion of self-care as your entire self, okay? So not just this outward appearance, but our spirit, our soul, and our body, right? So if you have a spirit and a soul and a body and you're one person, then they all overlap and they all affect each other, right? And so maybe you need self-care looks like taking time to process. Maybe self-care for you is you are exhausted and you need to mentally mind dump, and it's just watching a movie at night. That's okay. If that's how you can just mentally, that's all you can do right now, that's fine. Or maybe self-care is getting a new pair of running shoes when yours are worn out. Or it could just be acknowledging your need. Self-care looks so different for everyone, and not everyone, again, this is not a happy month for everyone. A lot of emotions can come out, and for some it is, for some it's not, but all of you are in this heart month, and it's not just heart awareness for the heart, but also our emotional hearts, and checking in. So I love doing all things creative. I have some throwback DIY Valentine's that I'm going to drop here, but I wanted to mention just that little snippet about self-care. But if you want some fun ideas and you haven't decorated or just want to spend the day doing some fun DIYs for Valentine's Day, I gotcha. Hey friends, we're back with more Valentine's craftiness. So if you missed my other video, I will link it below, just some recycled materials for Valentine's Day, and it was very inexpensive, very fun, so I will link that one below. And also I have like an old YouTube video with the banner, like how to make a book banner, so I'll link that one too. But anyway, so we're making another Valentine's craft today. And this one, you know I love branches and picks. If you watch my channel, I like to make things realistic looking. But what I realized this year was I don't want to buy a bunch of like extra stuff that, if you think about it, it's for like a couple weeks or less. Really, Valentine's like less. And then what are you gonna do with all the things, right? All like, and some of it doesn't look very, I don't know, like I don't like the cheap looking stuff, you know? So I still think you can find excellent things that are cheap, but you can make them a little more, you know, customized. You know, it's not about the price tag, it's about the overall look. So these are little ornaments. They're little, you see these, they have red and pink and light wood, and they're really cute. You get 24 of them for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. So I wanted to take some yarn and add them on the little twigs as actual ornaments. And of course I gotta get out my hot glue to do that, right? But I thought it would be fun if we could just do them together. And if you find some other ideas, comment below. I thought also maybe possibly little mini envelopes, and then this be like a little seal, and then you can make a banner. I don't know. Again, I'm that like brainstormer, crafting person that tries to think of a million ideas all at once. So anyway, let's get to crafting. Okay, so I got all my supplies. I grabbed my blue scissors, and I really wanted to grab the white scissors, but these are fine. They're not quite as pretty, but we'll just go with it. So I have yarn. You can really use any yarn. I'm feeling kind of the red, although you could use twine or whatever, but just pops of red. What do they call it? Red theory, where you add pops of red in your design. So, okay, so let's just go with a regular little wood one. My hot glue's heating up. Okay, so while that is heating up, oh my, this is all tangled. I'm not a really good like yarn storage person. I just have mine all thrown in a little bin. Comment below if you have good storage solutions. Okay, so we just want to figure out how big of a loop you want it. Okay, so here we go. I have my branches, and I'm just gonna tape this. I kind of like the long loop. I think that's kind of fun. Kind of like the long loop, I do. But maybe not that long. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball, take a loop. And again, I'm not a fussy person. I don't care if all my little yarn loops are exactly the same size. I know there are people that do. And so if you want to go ahead and pre-cut all your little yarn pieces exactly the same size, if that brings your heart joy, then do it. Okay, so I have my little loop, and we're just gonna see how this works as a little ornament. I do like them somewhat long. Okay, I'm gonna stop obsessing. Okay, so I have my hot glue here, and I'm just gonna put some hot glue directly on the back, which, you know, front, back, they're both the, they're exactly the same. So it doesn't really matter if there's not like a good front or a good back on it. They're the same on both sides. And then I'm just folding one side here, and don't burn your fingers. I probably should get like a pencil, end of a pencil or something to, you know, make sure I don't get burnies. But maybe the end of this, what I have here, the scissors. And then just hold it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, you know, is hot glue the best thing to use? I mean, it's gonna work for me, right? I know there's like all these other types of glue, but for me, hot glue for an impatient crafter, it works. Okay, so there's my first one. If you want it, you are going to see like the back like that. So if that bothers you, I wonder if they have different sizes. No, it looks like the other ones are bigger. I was gonna say you could, if you had some of the same size, do another one, like if you're super fussy. But again, I'm not fussy. And so I'm just gonna have this, and then we're gonna put it on one of the branches. Whoop, like so. And I'm just gonna do a whole bunch of these, and we'll see what it looks like when we come back. Y'all, and that is it. We finished. I ended up doing 10 of these adorable little hearts, and you just loop them on the branch, just like so. And you could do all the same color. You could do variations, but I just think they are adorable. Remember, they came in a 24 pack. I got them at the Dollar Tree, $1.25. And I still have some left over, I guess 14 to be exact, that I can use for table scatters or in a little bowl or whatever. But I hope this gives you some really fun ideas as you craft your homemade crafts for Valentine's Day. I love the month of February, and I love all the feels that come with it, you know? So whether you're doing a Galentine celebration or a Valentine celebration, or you're just feeling like doing a fun craft, I have a really fun idea for you. So if you're like me, I have started to see that like Valentine's decor, you can get like a lot of decor and then it's over within like a day or a week of celebrating, and then you're like, what am I gonna do with all the clutter, all the stuff, right? Because part of our January goal is to declutter our house, right? And then in February we have all this stuff from all of our little extra Valentine's decor. And so I think it's fun to get a few little items, but what I want to kind of challenge you to think outside of the box is, why not make like items that you could have year round, right? And that would also be darling and adorable for Valentine's. So I had this idea of recycling materials that I already had. This was kind of my challenge. And at first I was gonna do the traditional little ball topiary, and then I looked up a bunch of how to do that, and I still may do that at some point, but it was like a lot of moss, a lot of messy, a lot of greenery, and I was like, I just wanna do something simple. I just wanna do something simple. And I am loving the bow trend that was around Christmas time, and I want to carry it out into the February designs too. So this little bow there's a pillow, I'll have to show you, but the pillow was falling apart, the pillowcase was falling apart, and it was like beyond repair, but it had really cool material, and it was one of my favorite pillows, unfortunately, but I'm not gonna sew it up, okay? I'm just not that like home eccy when it comes to sewing things. I like crafts, I like a glue gun, don't know how to do that as much. So anyway, so I don't know if you can see this, but I used the material, this is like this adorable kind of chunky wool cream material from the pillow case, and I swirled it all the way around. This is in a foam base. They're floral foam in this little container. Now this little container these are recycled from Trader Joe's. So Easter, when I got a bunch of Easter flowers, I got these adorable little pots, and they had like green and white flowers, and they were really, really happy, and I loved them, and I don't know, I saved them, and you know, again, I know sometimes creative people can be a little hoardy because they think, hoardy, is that a word? Like, you know, they get a lot of clutter because they think I'm going to do something with this eventually. Well, yay, I'm doing something with it. So what we're first going to do is we're just going to paint this little pot. Make sure you clean it out really good. But they were like, I think they were like $2.99, I want to say. I may have that wrong. But at Trader Joe's. And so they had little plants. I removed the plants. I saved the container. So this is a free recyclable craft. And you could keep it this neutral color. You could do a gold base. You could do red or black or whatever, but I'm just gonna do some little white paint. So I have my acrylic paint. I love white acrylic paint. I feel like you can use it for anything and everything, but these are tiny, like, so to scale, like here's my finger, like they're not that big, okay? But anyway, so you don't have to be real precise. I'm not even gonna paint the bottom because who cares about that, right? So I'm just gonna go and paint all around. But yeah, these would be really, really cute, like on a dessert table. You know, you could do the little hearts. You could get little hearts from the dollar store, little foam hearts, and put them on a stick. The sticks I used were actually like just plain old lollipop sticks or cake pop sticks or whatever. And I have a whole box of, oh my gosh, like I have them for years, but it's just a whole box of countless of those sticks. So that was like free too, okay? And so if you're not wanting to spend a whole bunch of money on your Valentine's Day decor, or maybe, you know, it's not about the money goal, but maybe it's about the clutter goal and you don't want to introduce a whole lot of extra clutter in your house, these would be really, really fun. So I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna put a second coat on it, but look how easy and quick that took, like as I was talking to you, no time at all, right? So I'm gonna let this dry and then I'll show you how. Okay, so we are back. I did an extra coat. I got impatient. I took the hair dryer in between coats to finish painting this. So, how are we gonna make this together? Well, I have a little bit of floral foam. The dry floral foam is what you are wanting to get when you go to the store. You can get it at Walmart, you know, Amazon, wherever, but this is dry foam. You get them in the bricks, but then you wanna like take the bricks, and I just took a knife and cut it down to size. And I just kind of eyeballed it, you know, and I have this like this, and you just want to put it in there, okay? Just like that, right? Just like that. And then I have this pillow, which I loved. Y'all, I loved this pillow. But then it started unraveling, and I can't. When something is like, hey, this is good material. So most people would probably just chunk it, but love, love, love this material. And so I had to just think, okay, this was my bow inspiration because it's all ruffly and cute and adorable. And so I am going to cut here and here. Okay. And this is going to be for the ribbon. Now the rope, I don't know, like I'm looking at this pillow and I had the rope part. You could use regular rope, you could use moss, you could use whatever, like felt as your top. But I just wanted to use recycled materials for this. Does anybody think like this? Is it just me? Like, do you look around your house and you go, I wonder what I could craft today? Okay. But anyway, so I'm just going to take that and I'm going to take one more of these things. One more of these things. Let me get, where's my scissors? Here's my scissors. Okay. One more of these. Snip, snip, right? Okay. I got my hot glue gun. I think I use a hot glue gun like, I don't know. It seems like I use it multiple times a week. So what are y'all doing for Valentine's? Are y'all having kind of like, are y'all going to go out? Are you going to have time in? Are you going to spend time with your kids, your girlfriends, your husband? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, so I also have these little, I'll show you. They're just popsicle sticks, cake pops, whatever you can, you know, they're just short little sticks. I'm sure you could use a dowel rod or whatever, but I wanted little mini topiaries. And so we're going to take it, and I want it to be the same height as this one. So I'm just going to stick this right in there. Okay. You want it to kind of be in the center, like so. And I also realized that the foam part, you actually want to hot glue your floral foam at the base. Okay, you want to do that because, all right, and y'all, I think I need to get some more glue sticks. I do. I'm gonna have to shut this off in a minute just to get some more glue sticks. But anyway, so I'm hot gluing this at the base, and you could even reuse this again if you wanted to, or you could just donate them, chunk them when you're done. But on a food table, these would be so, so cute. These would be so, so cute. All right, so this is gluing. I'm gonna show you, I gotta get some more hot glue, y'all. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, I got my glue, got my extra glue sticks. Anybody ever run out of glue sticks? You need to always have a lot of extra because you're gonna run out, right? So, okay, so we are on this little step right here. This is so easy. Yay, sticking to the bottom. I probably could have even used more hot glue, but so far so good. And again, like this little crinkly, ruffly cream material, I know it's not pink, I know it's not red, I know it's not a literal Valentine's thing, but I like the neutrals. And I still think the little bow, it would be cute, like I said, at like a dessert table, or like if you had a little wood sign that says love or an XOXO. And so instead of this crinkly material, I actually took just the, if you can see this, the thread part, the cream thread that was on the pillow, because this was actually like cream rope, and I wanted it to be neutral but not exact. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just start at the base. This will also reinforce around the little stick. And you could, if you wanted to, you could paint the stick like gold, or if you wanna make it a little extra blingy, right? So I'm just gonna take this, take my threads here. Okay. You want them all to kind of fall around. Oh, I should have done this earlier. Okay. But you want them to all, maybe it's good so you can see, all come together at the top. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. But we're going to start at the base, and we're just gonna start curling it around, okay? So I've got my hot glue here. There we go. And I'm curling around. I need to get one of those like hot glue guns that have an extension cord. Okay. Or just, because I have like little wiggle room here. So I am just adding the hot glue, and I'm looping around. And the threads, to me, kind of look pine straw-esque, you know? Like in nature, you see the mulch and all of that. And so the threads kind of give it that play on nature with the fabrics. And that's what I am trying to achieve. So I am just adding hot glue directly to the foam, right? Directly to the foam. And I'm just wrapping and wrapping, and it's giving me a nice little pile about halfway there. Y'all, this is fun. I could see how we could just do all sorts of ribbons. This would be really pretty. I don't know if I have any. I'd have to search my ribbons out. But like with a pink satin ribbon, oh my, at the top, how beautiful would that be? How beautiful would that be? So, okay. So I'm just looping, okay? And then as you see, it's starting to come to the edge of the corners, and that's what you want. That's what you want. And I'm actually just doing it on the edge right here. Oh, you're gonna make sure you have enough thread. Did I have enough thread? Uh-oh, we'll find out. If not, I can glue another piece on there, but I think I'm gonna make it. Okay, yeah. So we're good, we're good. Yay! And then at the very, very end piece, you wanna make sure that's not flopping like that. So you wanna add a little extra glue on your corner. All right, don't burn those fingers. I've done it before, it hurts. Okay, then you wanna get all your little cobweb glueies off. Cobweb glueies. I mean, what is that? Come on, okay. But anyway, so it looks like this at the base. Again, you could use rope, you could use twine, whatever you want to use. But this one has the cream, and then this one has this that looks very, very similar. Again, it came from the same pillow. Our goal is recycled materials and to declutter and not have tons and tons of extra clutter. Okay, so now I have this bow and I want to do one similar. All I did literally is I made sure that I had enough tail, because I like my tails to come really, really long. And then I just did a loop, and then just like you're tying a shoe, right? Just like you're tying a shoe. And then you just want that little knot to go like that. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to just eyeball to make sure that this loop is matching up to this loop similarly. Again, it does not have to be perfect. A lot of things in nature are not exactly the same. You see, roses are not the same sizes as some other roses. So, just like so. And then this wonderful little lollipop stick thing, this little white stick, is going to be our little anchor where the knot is, and then we're just gonna add a little glue to it. Okay, so I'm gonna stick in here, a little bit of glue, where the knot is, in the in-between part where the knot is, and we're gonna stick this under the little part where we had tied it together. We're gonna stick it under there so that it stays. And I like this woolly material because the hot glue just really, really grabs it really, really well. Okay, and then obviously, we got some tail action going on. So we want to trim these tails. Again, I still like them long, but not that long. So I'm gonna trim here. Snip. Okay, there we go. And then one on this side. And ta-da, 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 ta-da. So we have two miniature neutral bow topiaries that you can put on a dough bowl. You can put them on those little tiered trays. You know, you see those wooden tier trays that have the 3 circles. There are just so many possibilities. But whether you're putting it on a food platter, or say you wanted to even add little hearts, you could add little hearts. Like if you wanted to do that, I have this red ribbon here, and I'm just gonna take a little, it's that red velvet ribbon that I had from Christmas. And I'm just gonna take a little square here, and I'm gonna fold it, and then I'm just gonna cut out a little heart shape, okay? And I cut out a little heart shape. And, oh, do y'all remember making Valentine's crafts when y'all were at school with the little bags? That was so much fun. Okay, let's see what my heart looks like. Hopefully, whoa, that heart was a little, wow. I made that one a little too deep. Let's take a little bit off the top here. You can always do that if you make your heart like, you know. All right, let's see what this one looks like. Hopefully this one has less, like, it was just weird kind of looking. Okay, I'm doing this together with you. That one broke. It's a broken heart. Okay, let's do another one. Sometimes when you're recording and crafting, it can be interesting. Okay, we're gonna do one more square. Hold on with me. Okay, so we're just folding, and then again, so what my mistake was, I went too deep on the cut, so I want to do it a little less deep, and I'm gonna go around here. Okay, this one's better. There it is, there it is. So that is so cute. You could add that on top of it and glue that on top if you wanted to have the little Valentine's look, and that would be so adorable. But because I want mine neutral right now, I'm gonna leave them like this. But I hope that inspired you. I hope it gave you some really fun ideas, and I can't wait to see what y'all come up with. So comment if you decide to do this craft. Comment with your little bow topiaries. You could do black and white stripes. Again, you could do like pink. You could do all the things. So I have one more really fun neutral toned kind of decor craft because I'm loving the neutral tones. So in addition to the little topiaries that we did together, I thought it would really be fun to do a bow garland. Again, with the bows, if you're doing bow topiaries, why not do a bow garland? And again, I think the Valentine stuff is super cute, and I'm going to sprinkle that in, but I really like things that I can use longer than just the Valentine's week, okay? So I'm taking this neutral ribbon, and I have a thing of twine, okay? And then all you have to do is, well, you want to make sure that your twine is going to be long enough for whichever area that you're going to decorate. I'm going to decorate my mantle, and so I have already kind of pre-measured how long I want this to be. So I'm simply going to take the ribbon, and we're just going to tie it directly on, can you see this? Directly on to the twine, okay? Just directly onto the twine. So I'm just going to do like I would a bow on the twine, okay? Y'all, I'm getting all tangled up here. Hold on. Who's teaching who? Okay, so I've got this ribbon, We're going to do a loop, just a regular bow, okay? Just a regular bow on to the twine like this. You can make really big loops. You can make smaller loops. I prefer not gigantic, but not tiny loops. I like this bow because it has some bend. You want a ribbon that's going to have a little bit of bend to it so you can kind of make it how you want. And then I really like the long tail. I'm not sure, this is probably, I don't know, maybe 7-8 inches. But you want to kind of eyeball your tail to see how long of a bow you want. Now, if you are one of those people that like to measure everything prior, you may not be super happy with my video because I am more like, I don't like to fuss. I just want to eyeball it. And then at the end, we can cut them all together in a line. That's more how my brain works. Okay. So what we're doing is I just have this and then I have this other one. I'm going to take my scissors and then I'm going to cut perpendicular or parallel. I guess parallel is the word, to the other tail here. And then I'm just going to repeat the process for as many as I need to go down. And is that not just adorable? Oh my goodness, this just makes my heart so happy. And you could even add like hearts or like brooches if you really wanted to dress it up. But I'm really loving the neutral tone. So I'm gonna finish this up and then I'll show you what it looks like.
In the morning light, I see your face. Every day is a dance in this crowded space. Your laughter rolls like waves on the shore. Oh baby, I love you more and more. When the sun sets and the stars appear, I feel your heartbeat whispering near. This endless feeling I can't ignore. Oh darling, I love you more and more. Every moment that we share, every little touch and every care, like a melody that I adore. Oh honey, I love you more and more. Through the highs and the lows we'll go, hand in hand against the undertow. You're the rhythm in my heart's core. Oh baby, I love you more and more and more. In the quiet nights by the fire's glow,